Welcome back to another episode of the Final Fantasy XIV experiment. I'm here with Sonja today in the poor rain at Blackbrush Station, and we are getting ready to continue our journey with more side quests and more MSQ. Let's get into it. Alright, so here at Blackbrush, I can see that I have attuned to the 8th rate, so I'm going to go ahead and get into next part of the MSQ, as I don't have any side quests that I can see in the area. Looking for work, perchance? If so, you couldn't have come at a better time. We Stone Torches are sellswords hired by Amajina and Sons Mineral Concern to protect its interests. Our primary duty here is to keep the tracks clear of pests, and it is for this purpose that we require your aid. I should point out, however, that it can be messy work, and liable to get messier if you're still ill-prepared. A single piece of gear can mean the difference between life and death. I'll not have it on my conscience that I sent an ill-equipped adventurer to an untimely demise. See to it that your arms and armor are in order. When you're ready, present yourself to me again. Equip your head, body, hands, legs, and feet with a gear of item level 5 or above before returning to speak with Warren. So it looks like I do have that on, but just for a refresher, that's like a little puzzle piece looking thing right here. That's actually a little man that tells me that my item level is 5 exactly. So that is from getting just some basic gear. So, you're ready for inspection? Good. Everything appears in order. Yet know that naught is guaranteed in this world. Fate is a fickle mistress, after all. At any rate, capable adventurers like you are few and far between, and I would not have you throw your life away. I've had to bury too many comrades who brushed aside cracks in their hauberks and dints in their helms. No matter what you face, do not disregard the importance of gear. So it looks like that is going to be better for me. So I am going to take the chest piece. And that did open up a side quest, which is great news. But let me put my gear on first. Get out of this god-awful pink. Alright. See that bloke over there? Name's Osbert, and he's hurt bad. Now, it ain't exactly my job to mind his business. I'm a torch, he's a blade. But at the end of the day, we're both people, you know what I'm saying? Any road, I went over to him just earlier, asked what's wrong, but he refuses to tell me, the stubborn bugger. Seems his pride's more important to him than his life. What is it with men and acting tough? I tell myself I've tried, but if the fella ends up kicking the bucket, I don't want that on my conscience. I know this is sudden, but could you try and talk him into drinking a high potion? I'd sleep a deal better for it. Ain't got one on me, but one of them fellas over yonder sells them. Let's get to it then, shall we? Ore wagons pass through this station every day, but not without incident. Wagons coming and going from the dispatch yard to the south must pass through a tunnel by Fesca's watch, a tunnel in which some genius saw fit to put an ore storehouse, creating ideal conditions for a goblin nest. So now the ore-loving beasts have taken up residence in a tunnel we dug, and we're practically delivering meals to their doorstep. But no more. Inside the tunnel in question, you'll find a narrow fissure where the goblins hide. Use this silver ore cluster to lure out the creatures, then slay them. Alright, so Osbert wants a high potion. So I'm going to try to buy it here. Purchase items. 1 high potion for 146 skill. Perfect. So I got the high potion, so now I can give that to Osbert. So if you ever see that, this symbol but turned red, or a similar symbol turned red, all that means is that you do not have the right thing to access that. And actually, if you do click on the person that has that quest, usually there will be a bit of text on the quest telling you what you're missing in order to access it. Breathe, Osbert, old boy. Just breathe. Pain is just weakness leaving the... Ugh, my head. If only I'd saved a high potion, I think this might be the end. Well, I don't really need this, but if you insist, you have my thanks, adventurer. I was resigned to suffering in silence, for I, Osbert the Undying, veteran of countless battles, could not afford to show weakness to my colleagues and our allies. They looked to me for inspiration, you see. To think that I was almost brought low by a gentle blow to the head. I was only incapacitated for a few moments, I think. To repay you for your discretion in this delicate matter, I shall share with you my warrior's wisdom. If you must practice your juggling, use heavy stones at your own peril. Okay, so I am going to use my handy dandy return button, actually, and I'm going to start heading to my job quest and pick that up while I am working on MSQ. So let me return. Alrighty, let's see what Hammond has for us. Oh, he's got the old man voice. Let me see if I can get it. Ah, there you are, Sonja. I see you've been training hard as ever. Your eyes are starting to have the sharpness of a predator about them. Last time you learned the basics of combinations. Today, I'll have you build on that knowledge. I've set up 5 wooden dummies outside the guild, along the merchant strip by way of a warm-up. I want you to deal each a solid boot shine combo. Oh, and don't mind the townsfolk who've gathered. Alright, gotta go use boot shine on the wooden dummies. Oh, there's one. Oh, you just put them, like, right there? Okay. Oh, look! The elephants are still here, and they have new emotes. How cute. Right now, if you saw that Fate joined, there is a seasonal event going on for Little Ladies Day, just so you guys know. And that puts a Fate in the Centerville Dawn. It's not a combat Fate, it's just a Fate so that they can put like specific interactions that are mandatory in order to get a reward. So, the wooden dummies have felt your wrath? Good. Now we can move on to your lesson. When you first came to us, I taught you that combinations make a pugilist. What you need to know next is not any hodgepodge of strikes makes a combination. There's an order to things, a natural flow from one technique to another. Today, I would have you practice one of the most elementary combinations in a pugilist's arsenal. Goes like this. Lead in with a swift boot shine combo. Keep your foe off balance with a true strike, then bring it home with a blistering snap punch. With practice, combinations such as this will become second nature. They must if you expect to become an accomplished pugilist. Now, you'll need some opponents to practice on. The Qiqirn that infested a rat's nest in central Thanalin ought to serve. Hit them with Snap Punch 3 times and we'll call it a lesson well learned. Okay. I don't see any more side quests in this area, but I am going to try and see if I can check really quick by just clicking on the other parts of the map and seeing if there's anything that sticks out. And it doesn't look like there is, so I am going to go out into Central Thanalin once again and continue our journey. Supreme, the chicks of cream, grease lightning. Alright, we have made it to the area with the Qiqirn, so I am going to isolate them as best I can so I don't get mobbed and killed. Complete side tangent that I went on, but I'm allowed to do that. I'm on Sonja, okay? What I did there was a boss fate. And for this boss fate that I did, I had to kill a specific creature within there. Usually they're surrounded by smaller mobs that you have to kind of fight around. And for that, I got 18 gills, some experience, and we are getting a tooltip. So once a fate is complete, a window detailing your reward will be displayed. Rewards are distributed to all event participants and are based not only on success, but on individual contributions. The more active you are in completing event objectives, the greater your contribution will be deemed. Contribution is indicated via the gold, silver, or bronze medal that appears on your reward window. Alright, so I'm going to follow this road down to the MSQ there. I do have to go turn in my Pugilist Guild quest, though, which should be on cooldown, so I'm actually going to do the next piece of this, and then hopefully my return will be off cooldown so I can use it again. A nice little level up. I got Bloodbath, which is really useful, actually. Ooh, let me step out of that. Bloodbath is basically every time I hit an enemy, I get some health back. So it converts a portion of physical damage dealt into HP, which is quite convenient. Now, that actually took no time at all, based on the cooldown timer down here, so I'm going to go turn it in and see if that helps, but if not, I'm just going to run back down to Ul'dah. There used to be this turtle, it's still there. There's a turtle in Final Fantasy XII that's like double the size of this. That I used to struggle so badly with killing. It was like, it had chains around its ankles from what I remember, and it was just so hard for me to get a good hit on. And I remember I used to go to, like, the game facts. Me and my mom, actually. We used to go to the game facts, and we used to, like, read how to actually do these things, because it was so complicated back then. Well done. It shan't be easy to work to keep the tunnel free of goblins, but our wagons should be able to go unmolested for a time. Disruptions to ore shipments threaten not only the interest of Amagina and Sons' mineral concern, but of Ul'dah herself. One might liken these train tracks to veins that bear our nation's lifeblood. If only we had more women like you to lend a hand. Ooh! Some leather himantes. Gonna see what Zuzumeda ooh! Side quest. Gonna see what Zazeda has for me, actually. Zazeda needs someone to procure hammerbeak ribs. Can do, can do. Looking for someone to help out around the state. Ugh, that's not what she said. Looking to help out around the station, are you? Well then how about hunting some hammerbeaks? We just received an order from Eshdam's lapidaries for silver ingots. They need it to make ceremonial silverware, or so I'm told. However, we've been instructed to refine the ore by melting it in a furnace lined with a layer of bone ash. Since we don't normally smelt silver this way, I've long neglected to restock our stores of hammerbeak ribs. Alas, there's no time to order more. If you would slay several of the fiends and take their bones to Berengar in my stead, I'd be forever grateful. Let me go take care of that. I'm standing in a fate. Should I do the fate? Yeah, why not? Achievement unlocked. To crush your enemies 1. Good for me. Let's see what that means while I'm killing. Oh, it just means I've defeated 100 enemies. That's pretty cool. Making progress. So, Fate Complete, I got 450 experience and 12 gil out of that, and I got the gold medal here on the side because I was the only contributor to that fate. Time to go find Berengar to deliver these hammerbeak ribs. That was a lot of hammerbeaks, actually. I didn't expect it to be 8 of them, but I guess it didn't matter because they were all pretty close by and they're relatively low level, so that wasn't too much of a hassle to get done. I told her so, I told her. What the hell's is that incompetent little runt doing anyway? Rare as orders like this may be, we should always be keeping hammerbeak ribs on hand. Well, I'll be damned. Guess the girl found a way after all. Thanks for the help, Venture. Don't quite understand it myself, but I'm fella straight said to do it the old way, even though we could be using shards to refine silver faster and cheaper. Well, it ain't my guild, so if that's how they want it. Just goes to show what the Thaumaturge's Guild has more money. Just goes to show that the Thaumaturge's Guild has more money than it knows what to do with. Gods, what I wouldn't do to have that kind of problem. Alright, so it looks like that actually is a better hat for us as well. And then there is another side quest from Zeta. You there, help me! A mischief of a Qiqirn has stolen our cargo. The thieving rats love anything that sparkles, and they've made off with several coffers of precious gemstones. The Overseer will flay me alive if he finds out. I beg you, help me get the gemstones back. The Qiqirn fled to their lair southwest. Follow the tracks and you're bound to find them. Oh, the rat's nest where I just was. Okay, let me take this next piece of the MSQ while I'm over here. Ah, the altruistic adventurer. I was hoping we'd bump into each other. Why? Because it's the most fascinating piece of news recently reached my ears, and I'm eager to share it. Rumor has it there's a vast, untapped vein of ore beneath the ruins of Silde. But that is not all. Inconceivably, the concern appears to be ignorant to its existence. And even as we speak, a young upstart, a self-made merchant from Stone's Throw of all places, is moving to claim it. The fellow's name is Whiston, and he is a very, very ambitious young man. Not only does he intend to secure exclusive excavation rights, but they say his master plan is to use his new fortune to curry favor with the Sacrarium. Of course, the Thaumaturges only consider the opinions of the most wealthy when drafting the laws of Ul'dah. If you would have your voice heard, you must be prepared to pay a sultan's ransom. One voice which is invariably heard belongs to Lord Lolorito. He has long lavished skill upon the Thaumaturges, and some claim that he devises new laws with the express intention of ruining his competitors while protecting his own interests. Suffice it to say, if Whiston thinks he can compete with the likes of the Syndicate, he's in for a rude awakening. But that eventuality may yet be a little way off. For the present, he's moving ahead with his plans and assembling a team to survey the site. I'm told he's at the Qiqirn Coffin right now, recruiting able-bodied adventurers to escort his prospectors. Warren said you were looking for work. Mayhap you should meet Whiston and volunteer for his expedition. And thus is the danger of areas like this, where you can see I literally just tried to run through there. And granted, I wasn't trying to not get aggro, but at the same time, I just ran past them, and they immediately aggroed, and I had like 5 different mobs aggroed to me, which could easily overwhelm and kill you if you are still trying to stay in the area, but when you're running past like that, they usually de-aggro soon enough. And in city areas, they are usually guarded, so you see this level 35 stone torch. If I breached city limits with a mob on me, they would help me kill it. You're back! Please tell me you've retrieved the gemstones. Bless you thrice over, adventurer. Thanks to you, my hide will remain intact. It's hard to believe that the Qiqirn used to be honest merchants. Some of them even lived in Ul'dah. But then, the beastmen were banished from the city, and the Qiqirn lost their livelihood. Some turned to thieving, and others petty crimes to survive. It's a sad tale, but sadder still that most of the citizens couldn't care less. Got some pants out of that. I call that a win. Alright, I'm going to make sure that all of my recommended gear is equipped. God, the hat is terrible. The hat is terrible. Little known tip for players. Actually, it's a very known tip. I don't know why I said little known tip. But if anybody is playing and they hate their hat, what they can do is in this button underneath your character on the bottom left corner, you can hide and display your main and offhand weapons. So if you don't want to see your weapons on you, you can hide them. Similarly, you can hide and display your headgear. And if your helmet, this isn't a good option, but say your helmet had a visor attached to it that's blocking your face, there are moments where you can select to manually adjust your visor to open and close it, which is pretty cool. I'm going to hit return, and I'm going to head back to the Pugilist Guild to turn in our job quest. You mastered the snap punch combination? Crikey, Sonja, you're a natural at it just like I was. Not to brag, but I happen to be a veritable storm of flying fists when the mood strikes me. I treat you to a demonstration here and now, except I'm liable to tear down the entire guild in the process. Master Hammond has a penchant for regaling us with tales of his exploits, but these never amount to a demonstration. His favorite is his victory over the fearsome marauder Wideaxe, whom he felled with a combination so swift and seamless that say you couldn't see his hands, or so the legend goes. One never gets old. Our dearest master's humility aside, your progress is truly astounding, Sonja. If I don't keep on my toes, you're like to surpass me in a matter of moons. Just between you and me, Toe's been in a slump of late. It all began when our closest friend and guildmate suddenly up and disappeared. Rakuta's the lad's name, and he and Pseudo joined the guild together. The two of them were born to refugees and were orphaned in the Calamity. Not long after I was made guildmaster, I found him on the street, starved near death. I did what any decent man would. Took him in, clothed him, and fed him. When they were strong again, they said they wanted to become pugilists like me, and so I trained them as well. Since then, they've been best friends and rivals both, one helping to raise the other up. Would that we knew what's become of Rurakuta. But we were talking about you, Sonja. You've proven yourself a worthy member of our guild, training hard and learning fast. To recognize your efforts, I grant you leave to join other guilds. Of course, before you can take up another discipline, you need to receive permission from the relevant guildmaster. If combat's your calling, you might seek out gladiators or thaumaturges. But if you prefer an alternative to cracking skulls, Ul'dah is also famous for its weavers, goldsmiths, alchemists, and miners. As your guildmaster, though, it pleases me most if you place our art above others. But whatever you choose to do, know that I wish you the best. Okay, let's see what we have. I think any of this gear is going to be better than our current gear. The gloves are giving me a +3 and everything else is a +1 or +2. So I'm going to take the gloves. I unlocked the armory, which I'm calling a win. Oh, and I leveled up to 13. What good news. Let me check my gear. Perfect. And then we are going to head out into... Let me double check actually over here. I don't see anything. Cool. So we're going to head back out to do more MSQ. We have found Wystan. We've found him. We've found him. There he is in all of his glory in this weird shirt dress thing. Come to join? Sorry, but you're too late. Some brass blades were looking for extra coin volunteered, and the team's already en route to the ruins. But look, I know it's not easy to find work these days. If you're interested, there's something else you can do for me. There are these children outside, little ones from Stone's Throw. I look after them when I've time to spare, and they've taken to following me around, even when I tell them not to. But what with overseeing the search for the vein, I barely have any chance to visit the privy at the moment, much less entertain younglings. Can you give them these ginger cookies and convince them to go home for me? Oh no.
Weston's kind to us. I like him.
There is a cookie for you.
This is for me. I want to eat it, but then again I don't, because then it'd be gone. Tell Weston thanks, and tell him I'm sorry for getting in the way.
Aw, you're not in the way, buddy.
But Weston always plays with us. Why won't he come out and play? Ginger cookie. I better save some for my brother. No, I'll go home and eat it with him. I ain't going nowhere, missus. I'm too hungry to move besides, so you'll have to carry me. A cookie? Well, if Weston really wants me to go home, then all right. But I want 2 next time.
I'm missing a child. Oh, there you are. I like playing with Weston. He makes sure no one bullies us. Weston's worried about us? Oh, I don't want to make him worried. I'm a good girl, so I'll go home. Thank you, adventurer. I only wish I could do more. Stone's Throw is no place for a child. Not that my childhood was much happier. Never enough food to go around, nor work to earn it, but no shortage of contempt from the great and good. I remember thinking things could only get better, yet now, after the calamity and everything else, for us refugees to be forced to live outside the gates like the bloody beastmen is a disgrace. They say with enough money you can change the laws here, so I'm going to make a fortune and do just that. I'll buy the excavation rights and start my own mining business. Then I'll give my fellow refugees the work they're crying out for and pay them fairly. The mining companies have profited from our suffering for too long, but in their hubris they've grown complacent, presenting us with a golden opportunity. And we'll take it, adventurer. We'll reclaim our dignity, and with it, our place within those walls.
We found her! We found the vein! Winston, you must come and see!
Already? Amazing. We'll leave at once. You shall join me, my friend. Come and bear witness to history in the making. Successfully! We've got more grave robbers here. Okay, we have an instance already from Wystan.
Thal's balls, son. A vein of ore in the middle of a ruined bloody city? Idiot. What did you think was going to happen? That you'd strike it rich and get cozy with the Order, while the masters of Uldar looked on? No one crosses the Syndicate.
The Syndicate?
Finally sunk in, has it? Well, look at this. Not all your friends have deserted you, it seems. Lucky boy. Now you won't have to die alone.
Oh, I have to do it again. Okay.
It is the blessing of light that confounds you. It is the blessing of light that confounds you. Okay. O mournful voice of creation, grant ye this humble stone a soul, that it may wake to life.
Who's that spouting gibberish? Show yourself! This ain't part of the plan. Bloody hells, does Lord Lorlarito mean to kill us too?
Okay.
That the golem...
I lost it again!
It is the blessing of light that confounds you. That the golem could be vanquished. That woman is no ordinary adventurer.
This is Thancred.
Damn, seems I've missed all the fun. I see you didn't need my help this time. could compose a ballad in your honor, but I fear no words would do you justice. The songstress of Ul'dah herself could not rival your beauty.
Oh, stop it.
I've oft heard it said that a blossom's beauty can move a man to love and long, but I never truly believed it until I met you two desert roses. I hear they attacked another caravan. Aye, and business is suffering for it. Bloody Amalja. What stirred 'em up, do you reckon? Another raid, and I'll wager that caravan was carrying crystals, much like the last. If they truly mean to summon a primal, we must act quickly.
You coming, love? You wouldn't keep a girl waiting, would you?
Perish the thought. So, tell me, where in this marvel of a city might you lovely ladies be staying?
At this rate, grain will soon be more precious than gold. Result of the uncommonly bad harvest, to be sure. And we have you to thank for them, do we not? Aye, this weakening aetheric flow must be linked to Dalamud's descent. And of course, to the primals. A fine mess, but we must not lose hope. Louis Soir will know what to do. We need only trust in his judgment. Truly a marvel of Charlian ingenuity. It's as if I could reach out and touch the aether. Time to focus. No more gallivanting about like before. The Scions are counting on you. Have faith. Just have faith. You can do this. The disturbance is recent. The Sultan tree? Maybe Papashan will know something of it. Look like they gave you quite the thrashing. Can you walk? This is Thancred. I was too late. A person of interest had already quit the scene. The General? Very well, I shall be there anon. My colleagues went to great lengths to provide me with the means to detect aetheric disturbances, but every time I find one, you seem to be in the middle of it. I'm starting to wonder if it might not be simpler to just follow you around. Sadly, I have business elsewhere. Tread softly, my friend. The carefully laid trap you dismantled was clearly sanctioned by Lord Lorito. I heard the blades mention him as they fled. Believe me when I tell you that he is not the man to be trifled with. The Sultana's enemies grow bolder by the day, and I suspect they have support outside the outside forces. Support? Oh, whatever. You know what it says. You can read. Thank you. If you hadn't come along, those bastards would have surely slaughtered us all. I would speak with you further, but it isn't safe for us to linger here. Find me at the Coffer and Coffin later. Until then, stay safe. I shall accompany Weston and his men. They need protection, and I need more information.
Ah, but where are my manners? I've yet to properly introduce myself. This is Thancred, a humble scholar surveying the flow of aether in Thanalan. It's an honor and a privilege to make your acquaintance. I hope when next we meet, it's under more auspicious circumstances. Farewell. Ah, wait a moment. It occurs to me that we may have... Never mind. Fare thee well. "12 bless you, my friend. You risked your life to save ours. Betrayed by my own guards. Gods, was I a fool to trust those men. Lolorito owns the brass blades. I should have questioned their motives from the start. Even so, I could hardly have predicted the wealthiest man in Ul'dah would want me dead for the heinous crime of seeking to change the law. I'm just a merchant, for God's sake. That ruthless bastard. And what of that monstrosity? Those were his own men. It beggars belief. Well, that's it. I'm finished. If I stay in Ul'dah any longer, I'm as good as dead. My associates, my friends, even the children may not be safe if I don't disappear. And you, if Lolorito learns of your involvement, you'll be next. I'll speak with others and make sure your pardon stays secret. Beyond that, I don't know what to suggest. Maybe you should seek out the Council of Momodi. She's helped countless of adventurers in her time. Mayhap she'll know what to do. Go quickly now, my friend. Lolorito's spies may be watching." Okay, still no side quests, which is a little weird. But off to Momodi. Ooh, and I get to hit return. Settle down, Sonja. You've got nothing to worry about. No one seems to know you were at the ruins. Weston, on the other hand, is now a pariah. About as welcome round here as a rabid wolf, poor bugger. Suffice it to say, that boy risks the wrath of the wrong man. Lord Lolorito, chairman of the East Elnard Trading Company, generous contributor to the Order of Naldthal, and member of the Syndicate. Didn't get where he is by leaving loose ends, that one. Which is why he ain't above killing his own men. Hells, even if those blades knew what was coming, it's not like they could refuse to do their benefactor's bidding. Don't let this color your view of Ul'dah, Sonja. It's true that there are some of us here who ain't afraid to crack a few skulls if it gets them what they want, but most of us are just decent folk trying to make ends meet. You know, a lot of people would call you a damn fool for risking your life to save a marked man. But I believe you did a good thing, Sonja, and for that you have my respect. Listen, you've been through a lot lately. Why don't you rest a spell? I'll have the boys at the Hourglass set you up with a room, my treat. Just have a word with Otopa Potopa whenever you feel like staying. And when you've got your appetite for adventuring back, consider taking on a guild lev or two. We've a lot of requests from locals looking to hire adventurers for various jobs. It'd be a good way for you to earn yourself some extra gil. Eustace can tell you more about how the system works, so go and speak with him if you're interested. Alright, quest complete. Nice. You now have access to recommendations. This feature displays a list of quests or duties currently available in your area. The recommendations list can be opened from under Duty in the main menu, and will also be displayed automatically when you log in. If you find yourself unsure of what to do next, this tool makes it simple to locate activities suitable for your present class and level. Okay, we do have some side quests. It's actually just going to be the Lev quests here, so let me talk to Momodi and then go talk to that guy. Look what the curl dragged in. Good to see you, Sonja. I'd ask what brings you, but I reckon we both know the answer to that already. Well, have I ever let you down before? Wait, don't answer that. So, I happens to know a fella by the name of Dadanan who needs a hand. He's a merchant by trade, selling precious stones to those in Old Dye with the means to buy 'em. He's asked that I send any looking for work his way. You can find him over in Horizon if you fancy. That's in Western Thanolin, mind you. Just cross the bridge north of Scorpion Crossing, and the road will take you there. Knowing the circles he deals in, might be he'll have some talk of the royal family that interests you as well. And why not make use of a chocobo porter for the journey to Horizon? If you've the gill for it, that is. You'll find chocobo stables just across the way from my quicksand. Find Mimigoon. He'll set you straight. Well, off you go then. I haven't got all day to be holding your hand. Ah, Sonja. Momodi said you might come. I take it you wish to undertake one of the many guild levs available here at the Adventurers Guild? Guild levs are means by which we document requests for assistance from the citizenry prior to assigning them to adventurers possessed of the necessary skills. From battlecraft levs that require the extermination of monsters to tradecraft levs that ask for the creation of goods, the tasks we term lev quests are many and varied in their nature. Should your interest be piqued, I suggest you make your way to Horizon and speak with Totanawa. He will be happy to set your feet on the path to completing your first lev quest. We're finally on our way to Horizon. I went the wrong way to exit this building. Let me double check the map. Side quests! Oh my god. I'm so excited. Okay, let me turn this in. Sonja, I presume? Momodi said to expect you, and so I have. Welcome to Horizon. Ours is a trading settlement that sees goods in from the port of Vesper Bay to the west, and trade we do. Nary a day goes by that Horizon isn't bustling with some manner of merchants and officials. They keep us running about busy, they do, even so that I wish I had chocobo legs in place of my own. That's why I've asked Momodi to send me any souls looking for work. 12 know there's plenty of it to be done around here. Speak to me again when you're ready to make yourself of some use. Alright, I'm going to take my new hempen trousers. Heck yeah! Ooh! And a level up. I'm going to put on my hempen trousers. I'm going to update my gear set. I'm going to look at the beautiful amount of side quests going on around here. And I am going to end this episode here. Next episode, we are in for a treat. We have some new side quests. We have the story ramping up. We have a new area unlocked, which leads to a special place called the Waking Sands, which is another area full of side quests. So we have a lot that's going to be going on very soon. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Onion Pope as Sonja for the Final Fantasy XIV experiment. Bye!